Howdy mates, good afternoon, happy Sunday, July 14th, 2024. I'm near the town of Grand Marais in Minnesota, along the North Shore, where it meets with Lake Superior, even though this is more of a sea than a true lake. Just because it's one of the largest freshwater lakes on the planet. I mean, got sailboats out here, and just look at that. Just miles of shoreline that runs through here. And finally, we had a favorable day where it's a bit more choppy. So therefore, there's a little more wave action going on. The only difference though is being here, you're not smelling salt water. Rather, it's just a fresh breeze. Then there's no barnacles, because barnacles in particular don't usually associate with fresh water. Hold on just a second. There we go. Had to reorient myself for a moment. Now, what makes this particular section of Grand Marais so interesting is I am standing on what is known as a tombolo, which basically it is a spit of land, like a small little passageway that leads to an island that has two separate harbors, or harbors, you know. Bit of New England accent in there, you know, referring to some of my father's side of the family. But that we have a harbor on that side, and you can't see it from here, but just past a little bit of this woodland, we do have another. In particular, the rock that we're walking upon mostly includes rhyolite, maybe even bits of basalt and even gabbro. And you figure with this rock being over 1 billion years old, this makes it some of the oldest exposed rock in North America alone. And you may have noticed that the rock here looks relatively smooth and plainer. That comes from the fact that at one point glaciers were passing through here, and that eventually led to a long-term formation of Lake Superior. Now, a rich history that fills the town of Grand Marais. There's two different industries. One being the fishing industry, along with the iron ore industry too. Typically, some of the fish that you'll find in the area may include herring or whitefish, and some different types of trout, whether it's rainbow, brook, or even brown. But usually those are a little slightly further inland than being right at Lake Superior. But another industry that has spanned some time here is the iron ore. And typically that would come in the form of taconite. So it would usually be extracted from Lake Superior and the surrounding shore, and they would be converted into pellets. Therefore, that iron could be used for different products, whether it's ships or cooking supplies, you name it. It was a very important industry. As a matter of fact, You guys may have heard of the ship of Edmund Fitzgerald, right? That Gordon Lightfoot has a famous song named after the wreck that happened in 1975. While it was on its voyage, that's what it was carrying on the ship, was iron ore, or taconite. And it proves a point that Lake Superior can be very erratic, especially as it gets into fall and winter. Now, much as it would have really been neat to come here during the fall, I had to work with the time that I had. Anywho, it's just so neat that it reminds you of being by the ocean, but yet not entirely, just not salt water. It just gives a vibe of being in either Michigan, Maine, or even in Martha's Vineyard along the Atlantic coast. It would be nice to go out that way again, as it's been many years. Alright, you guys, have a good one, take care, and of course, Journey on a Journey is onwards. See you later.